Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be painting using only a palette knife. I'm using Gamblin oil paints with their solvent-free gel for mixing. I've used this gel for a little while. It helps spread the paint easier, especially when you're trying to keep the look of impasto. I decided to paint the whole canvas in impasto, including the background. So that's just the way that I did it. I'll be using the colors Pthalo Blue green shade mixed with Naphthol Red to create a deep blue for the ocean water. That's where I'm starting off with. And then I'll slowly add white in as I move up the canvas to show lighter versions. And for the birds, I'm mostly using Radiant Blue, which is ultramarine blue mixed with white. And I do like that convenience color a lot because I tend to use a lot of blue, and that way I save some time on mixing and I save some of my white instead of just always using it to make lighter versions of blue. And then for the darker bits of the birds, I use the same Pthalo Blue and Naphthol Red mixture. I enjoy painting birds. I tend to paint them a lot, if you haven't noticed, and whichever media I decide to use that day. They're supposed to be seagulls, but I realized as I went along, I started to make their beaks kind of look like a dove, so they're somewhere in between. If a seagull and a dove had a baby, that's what they are. I've been trying to explore my oil paints a little more lately. I've always loved oil paints. I don't use any solvents. I don't want to use anything toxic. I've used solvents for an oil painting class that I took in college. It did make my eyes very watery and I got dizzy. And at that time I wasn't even really aware of how toxic solvents could be. And I had a really dumb classmate that used to leave her solvent jar open. And I used to start, feeling like sick and stuff. And she was not a nice person, not very approachable, didn't like me, that's for sure. So I didn't bother to try to argue with her to close it, although probably should have. We were in an enclosed space in a classroom. Anyways, I do love using Gamblin because they make a conscious effort to make safe products. I have felt more intimidated by oils lately, and I think that's why I stopped using them. I wasn't liking the work that I was making with them, but I did end up liking this piece a lot. It felt very free and different to use a palette knife. I don't think I've ever painted with a palette knife before. I do love the marks I was able to make, especially this bird that I'm on right now is my favorite one. I think it came out pretty good. I really enjoyed just making all the dark phthalo blue markings to his wings and giving him a bunch of texture. It felt really nice that I wasn't trying to make like perfect shapes or, too much realism, because in the past, especially learning in college, all they really focus on is, hyper-realism type of stuff, and not really too fond of venturing out at all, which I know it's a class and I know you're there to learn, but pretty much all through high school and college, all they really focused on was one specific way of learning, and it does help. You learn the fundamentals, but I just wish they would incorporate a little bit more impressionistic or abstract type of, stuff like that. So towards the end of the painting, which not there yet, but I ended up going back in to the background. You can see it a little bit right now, actually. I placed some little, like I came in with white and just added it to the background to add some dimension. But I also ended up doing that with the Naphthol Red. I added a little bit of Naphthol Red to each bird just to give it a little bit more spice. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed this painting, and hopefully you're enjoying watching it. And thanks for coming back to the channel, or if you're new, hey, hi, hello there, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.